Hi friends, I'm Penny Hunt and this is Pennie Heart to Heart. Today I want to talk to you about a new writing that I just posted called No Problem. And as I do in these Heart to Hearts, I talk to you about how the idea came to me, why I wrote it, what it means to me, and why I think it's important. And so today I'll talk to you about the newest writing, No Problem. And if you haven't read it, the link as always is with this video so that you can click on that and go read it. Always there's audio with it if you like to listen better than reading. I wrote No Problem because of a young woman who's 13. And you know, we can learn lessons from any ages all the time. And I always pick up on these lessons that I learn, and that's what spurs me to write about them. It can be the simplest thing. But this young woman is 13, and I noticed that her tagline, her response to almost everything, whether it's a question or a comment or a request, whether it's a text or a telephone call or in a note, her response is always no problem. So I started thinking this is cute and it's kind of funny, and I started to wonder how many times she would actually say it. So I started noticing, and my mind started keeping track. So it didn't matter if I thanked her for visiting me, she'd say no problem. If I thanked her for a note she sent me in the mail, she'd say no problem in her text. If her coach asks her to play a different position in a soccer game, she'll say no problem. Anything that you say to her or ask her for help, she'll say no problem. And I thought, as she continually said it, and I thought it was cute and funny, and I was going to keep track and tally up in my mind how many times I heard her say it, I realized I was missing the point. There was a bigger lesson here than just thinking it was cute and funny. I realized that not only is she giving herself in service, anytime you ask her for anything and she says no problem, she's saying I'll do it. I'll figure out a way to do it. No problem. She was also not only doing that, but she was also giving herself a positive affirmation every time it came out of her mouth, every time she thought it in her mind, and every time she wrote it in a note or a text. She was telling herself that there was no problem. So I started to think about the brilliance of that and how really we're all born in that kind of state. We're born to think there's no problems, that there's challenges, yes, and I'm not going to deny that there's challenges in life that are hard and difficult, that there are difficulties in life that we have to deal with. There are problems in life, but if we can look at all of these as there is an answer to them, if we realize that we have lived through every problem we've ever had, every difficulty we've ever had, we've lived through because we're here. We're here to tell about it right now, today. So if we can start looking at things as solvable, we can solve the problems. And I realized that she lived her life in a way that she not only expects it to be okay, she expects to not just try, but she expects to succeed. There's no problem here. She'll do it. She'll figure out a way. And what if we all started thinking like that about life? Because we are born with this attitude that everything's going to be fine. Babies don't think about problems because they think everything will come to them. We'll figure it out. We'll have fun. If we cry one day, tomorrow will be better. There are solvable problems in life. So think about your day-to-day life. How many times do we go into a store or shopping, or we have to return something, and our expectation with customer service on the phone or wherever we are is that there's going to be a problem, that this is going to be hard to explain, it's going to be an argument. But if we go into all of these situations just thinking, no problem, and if the clerk says to us, no problem, we'll take care of it, if you are on the other side of that table. It happened to me this morning. I had a situation where I had to take something back. I had a problem and I needed my money back, and the clerk said, of course, and gave me my money back because there was a problem, but the resolution of it was not a problem. Problems can be solved. And so what if we started doing that ticker tape, as I called it in the writing? We all have a ticker tape going through our mind all the time. And for many of us, it's negative because we can see problems every day in the world if we want to. And the harder we look for them, the more we will find. So we can fill up that ticker tape going through our mind with negative, negative, negative problems, difficulties, things that we think it's the end of the world, especially now with everything that's going on. We can have that kind of ticker tape. And what does that do to our health and our body and our lives and our world and our relationships? It's probably going to be negative, because if you have a negative ticker tape all the time, that's going to pour into every inch of your life. So if we can switch that, this young woman has a positive ticker tape. It's no problem. She will figure it out. She will not only try, but she will succeed. If we could do that, if we could change our ticker tape to saying, this is no problem. If people ask us to do something, we'll say, no problem. And what will happen is we get what we give out. So if you give out that kind of attitude, that kind of service, that kind of giving of yourself, and that kind of reinforcement and affirmation in your own mind, it will just start to multiply. Not only will you, the more you say it, the more you feel it, the more you're going to feel it, the more you're going to say it. That's the way it works. The more you give it to other people, the more they're going to give it back to you. So if you think about that, if you're in an argument, the angrier you get, the louder you yell, the other person does the same thing right back. So that what you give out is what you're going to get back. So if you can give yourself positive affirmations and a positive mindset and a positive ticker tape going through your brain, and you give that to other people, that's what you will start to get back, even during the worst of times. So that's why I wrote it. I learn lessons, again, from young people, from aging people. I learn lessons from the most amazing people and places and things. And I write about it and share with you. So I would like to challenge you to try this for a while. Just try saying no problem. It's 2 words. It's easy to say. Because you know what? It really is easy not to try. It's easy to look at the negative. It's easy to say, oh, there's going to be another problem in the world, in our life. It's easy to do that. So this takes a little bit of concentration. It takes a little bit of determination. And you'll catch yourself. You won't be perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm never perfect. I'm not always positive. There are times when I say things and feel things and do things that probably are counter to what I'm teaching today. But if we try most of the time, we'll get it right. Most of the time. I encourage you to go follow the link and read it if you haven't read it yet. Listen to the audio and share it if you think it will help someone else. And then I love to hear from you, so most importantly, send me an email, send me a message on Facebook where the link is, or anywhere that you find me on social media. Send me a message, what you think, how it helped you, what you think of it, or if you do it, and do it in a different way maybe. So I thank you for joining me. This has been Pennie Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.